What is up? Welcome to the Credit Card News live stream. I'm Cal Barton. How's everybody doing this week? I know we took a week off, so we got some catching up to do. I just want to say thank you, Danny. I appreciate the super chat. Let me find you real quick. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. And yes, extended the family. I had to take a week off for that. Definitely a joyous time. It's been fun. What else we got here? Plumber, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, man? Cinemadness. So Cinemadness is saying, I use my credit card cashback rewards to invest, making Dave Ramsey's argument about credit card rewards not making you rich kind of wrong. So I'm guessing that you have the Fidelity 2% card, right? So your rewards come into in the form of 2% back into a Fidelity brokerage account. Yeah, you can't beat that. Yeah, Dave Ramsey. I think here's the thing about Dave Ramsey. I think that I agree with the vast majority of what he says, what he spouts. And I'm going to tell you what. I think he focuses a lot on the psychology of credit, of finance. And I think that's very important. And people kind of get that conflated and misconstrued. He's focused on what gives you, from a psychological standpoint, humans, we are, imperfect creatures. We act on irrationalities a lot, and we act on emotions a lot. We're not robots. So what's going to set you up to put you in the best position for most people to act correctly with your finances? And that's taking a psychological approach, and it's not having anything to do with credit cards, period. And you can see most people, they just can't manage it. They can't use their card in a way where they're not carrying a balance from month to month and getting charged, exorbitant fees for that. So that, in that respect, I agree. But Cinematis, I know you're different. I know many of my people in my audience are different. We're just using credit cards for the rewards, and we're able to, not pay any fees, any interest charges, any late fees, and that's the way you want to do it. Danny, you said you sent me a link from another YouTuber reporting on the latest victim of Synchrony Bank. So if you guys don't know about Synchrony Bank, there's an issue with Synchrony. They are a bank that handles a lot of co-branded cards. So you're going to see Amazon Store Card. They used to handle the B&H Photo Camera Store Card. They have many other companies that they partner with, and that's their business model. That's their sector of the credit card market. But the problem is that they are pretty ruthless and vicious and relentless about canceling people's accounts when they're not using the cards a lot, or maybe they feel like they're slightly too risky, or maybe for no reason whatsoever. They are quick to cancel you out. And even if you have, multiple cards, $50,000 to $200,000 in available credit with them, they're going to basically just erase your accounts and leave you high and dry. And if most of your cards are with them, then that's going to be a big problem, because it's going to drastically increase your credit utilization rate, and that could tank your score. It could drop your score 50 to 100 points. So that's something I'm going to look into that, Danny. Thanks for letting me know. Our fantastic life. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's haven't officially announced it yet, but we have a baby on the way as well. Can't wait to teach our kids about credit cards as well. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, teaching them, showing them, in stages and steps, and just kind of grooming them slowly over time I think is the way to go. It's so fun. Plumber, you said Synchrony said they were going to cancel my card if you left me on a cliffhanger there. If you what? If I what? I want to know now. But that's not surprising dealing with them. Cinemax, you Synchrony closed my PayPal card after only inactivity for 3 months. 3 months? Wow. Wow. I have the thing is I put a lot of spend on my Amazon store card through Synchrony Bank. I have a PayPal card which I probably use $10 a month, but now I'm not going to be using it really whatsoever. Um, I have a few other cards through them, but I'm guessing that I just put enough spend on the Amazon store card. It's so effective because you're getting 5% back with Amazon, and you can immediately use that cash back towards your next purchase. So it's all automated, which I love. So maybe that's that's my saving grace there. All right. So you guys, Nino, what's up? What's up, buddy? He said, never put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is the key. And I think that's a really good point, Nino, is that diversification in everything you do, in, diversification in stocks, in revenue streams, in bank accounts, and credit cards. You never want to be tied up with one credit card issuer either, because something could happen with like a Synchrony Bank. But you never know if you have some sort of transaction history where it looks a little shady. Maybe it's of no fault of your own, but they decide to, Chase is pretty quick to put you under investigation. I'm not saying Chase is terrible, but you could end up in between a rock and a hard place if you put all your eggs in one credit card issuer's basket. And yeah, that's why I'm a big proponent of having cards from all the big credit card issuers. And and also during this moment where during the pandemic there was tightening. There's tightening happening because our economic situation is getting worse, and we don't know if we're going to be in a recession, or maybe we already are in one. And the banks are not going to be they're not going to be as willing to extend credit, and sometimes they'll constrict that credit. And so a lot of people have been finding that maybe they have a $10,000 limit, and then overnight it gets cut to a $7,000 or $5,000 limit. And so you want to be able to have other issuers to go to lean on. Leon, man, thank you. Listen, I'm glad you came back to the stream. Leon, you're so active in my community page polls, and I just love hearing from you. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna get into. I just want to get into some of the. We're gonna get into a new card that I got. I think you guys know what I'm referring to a little bit later in the stream. But let's get into the news real quick. So first up, buy now, pay later sounds too good to be true because it is. Buy now, pay later companies often don't do in-depth checks of consumers' credit, meaning people wind up getting into debt they can't pay. If someone screws up, they can be hit with late fees and see their credit scores dinged. I mean, that's pretty normal, right? If you don't pay your bill, you're going to get hit with a late fee. And screwing up is easy to do if people are taking out multiple loans or just aren't accustomed to paying on a bi-monthly basis. Ooh. I mean, if you have it on automatic payment, if you could go the route of paying when you get paid, which a lot of people get paid every 2 weeks. That might be a good idea. Unlike other bills, if a consumer buys something on buy now, pay later and the product isn't what it's cracked up to be, there's a mistake or they need to return it. Getting their money back can be more complicated than with other forms of payment. That's something that I haven't seen brought up before, is that what happens when you need to return like an expensive item? You bring back a refrigerator that's $3,000. What happens to your payment, the payments that you already made? How did they reverse that? And these are things that you really only get into when you use the product, for the most part, or you have to dig into the credit card agreement itself and really go line by line that way. But nobody's doing that, The opportunity to pay in installments encourages consumers to buy more than they would otherwise. Yes, when you're using credit, it's been proven over and over again, and that's why this whole system is set up, is that people are willing to spend more when the money is not coming out of their bank account. That's true for all of these credit products. The opportunity to pay in installments encourages the consumer to buy more than they otherwise would. There's a push among consumers advocates and in states such as California and Massachusetts to increase scrutiny on buy now, pay later companies and get them in line. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is looking into them too. So that's if you don't know, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is the governing body that handles kind of investigations and kind of scrutinizes and holds, the credit card industry accountable for any bad actors or, bad apples. So, and also if you have a problem with your credit card issuer that you can't seem to get handled, it's always good to go to the CFPB website and see if you want to start, start not an investigation, but you can start a claim or you can complain there. And that's just a good place to start. I know for me, and this is something that I learned recently, is that especially when you're in big cities, because I live around New York City, they have, for better and for worse, they have like big government. And I've had some good experience actually going to government, complaining to like a government agency, a government body about a situation, and they hop right on it. Surprisingly, they're a good contact to have to start an investigation or complain about a situation that you might be in, and get that company to act right. If you have a legitimate argument, that's a good first step to make. And that's what I found, especially when you're in a bigger city. So next we have Wells Fargo study. It shows credit card rewards are used to offset inflation worries. So a new Wells Fargo study has found that a large number of Americans are using their credit card rewards to help offset the cost of everyday purchases amid concerns about rising inflation. The study found that 92% of respondents were concerned about rising inflation, 59% very concerned, 33% somewhat concerned. In addition to nearly half of rewards cardholders, 49% in this case, said they were using the rewards to help pay for items such as groceries and gas. So I know I do. And it's so funny because I'm actually, using the Wells Fargo autograph card, and I'm a part of there. I know Wells Fargo has a bad rap in our community. Am I right? So next story we have how race affects your credit score. Credit scores differ vastly when broken down by race. The credit card processing company Shift found these average FICO scores in 2021. Asian people had a 745 on average. White people had a 734. Hispanic, 701. And black people had a 677. When there's the issue of credit card invisibles, or people with no credit history, or report at any of the three bureaus, a thin credit file appears riskier to lenders, resulting in credit denials or higher interest rates for the borrower. Roughly 15% of Black and Hispanic consumers are considered credit invisible. That's a pretty large chunk. That's about the same amount of people in America that are Black, 15%. Compared with 9% among white and Asian consumers. That's half. According to the most recent CFPB data, an additional 13% of Black and 12% of Hispanic consumers have unscored records, comparable with 7% of white. So, listen, that is concerning. Why do you guys think that is? Is it obvious? Is it obvious why that's the case? Now here's the thing, a 677, I know that's lower, but that's gonna still get you approved for things like a Discover It card. It's gonna get you approved for an Apple card, of course, but it's not gonna get you into the more premium cards. It's not gonna get you into any of the Chase cards, most likely. You can still get into those better cards if you have other things, other redeeming qualities that are on your credit report, and maybe you have a longer credit history. You have your file is a little bit more fleshed out, but 677 is okay, but there's obviously a lot of people dragging that down. I think credit is very interesting because I feel like everybody uses it and everybody has maybe 1 or 2 credit cards, but they don't know what card they have. They don't know what the rewards are, and they're not very interested in learning any more about the card than it has credit available that they can use and that they can extend the payment out as long as possible, you know? This is a topic we should revisit at some point. So here's the next story. Bank of America must pay users in these 12 states after failing to distribute pandemic benefits. In July, Bank of America was fined $225 million for failing to distribute unemployment benefits during the pandemic. Although unemployment benefits are paid through tax dollars collected by employers, some states hired the bank to administer payments as the pandemic raged. Unemployment benefits were paid in one of 2 ways: through direct deposit into a recipient's account or with a prepaid card. In theory, a person should have received a card with unemployment benefits preloaded. Once received, they could use the card like a debit card, making necessary purchases. However, things did not work out like that for recipients in the following states: Arizona, California, Danny, pay attention to that. California, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Nevada, North Carolina, and South Carolina. That's where I'm from. So listen, these banks are being held accountable at some point, even if it's years later. All right, next, if anybody, I know a lot of people have the Apple Card. That used to be like my prime subject on this channel. Let me know if you like the Apple Card. Apple Card's rapid growth outside vendors blame for mishaps within Goldman Sachs credit card business. So when it unveiled its new credit card in 2019, Apple touted it is a game changer. I think that word is overused. I think a lot of people using the game changer. I see that all over the place. But how often, what percentage of the time is someone say game changer and it actually changes the game? I want to know. I feel like it's almost 0% of the time. It never changes the game. It's a buzzword. So with unheard of levels of simplicity and transparency, behind the scenes, however, the card's rapid growth and the new platform built by Goldman Sachs to service its created difficulties. Goldman struggled to handle a bigger than expected influx of disputed transactions, known in the industry as chargebacks. According to the people, chargebacks happen when a customer seeks a refund for a product or service billed on the card for any of the number of reasons. The disputes, which put banks in the middle of disagreements between customers and merchants, have surged during the pandemic, according to payments consultants. So it looks like they just were understaffed, maybe. Yeah, I think everybody. F. Davis, what's up, buddy? So you're saying Apple Card is good, but it could be better. I think that I mean, honestly, I always go off of who is being accepted, who's being approved for the card. And they can approve people down to a 600 score. And even below that, because they have a steps to path to Apple program, I think is still in effect. So listen, historically, many people with a 600 and below didn't have access to any cards that had a rewards rate at all, let alone a card that is metal that, maybe, you can leave at home. But if you use the mobile wallet, you're getting 2% back. It's basically a 2% cashback card if you can find, everyday places to use it at, which there are many at this point. I think it's great considering who's being approved for the card. You don't have to have a 700 score to get this card. That's my case. So next, taking over REI credit card, Capital One drops mobile payment incentive. So if you guys don't know, REI is just an outdoor centered chain of stores. I'm not sure if they're offered in the South, but I know they're all over. They're in the Northeast area, and I think they're semi-nationwide. Capital One has added REI Co-op, the outdoor equipment retailer, to its expanding clutch of co-branded retail credit card partners that includes Walmart, Saks Fifth Avenue, Williams Sonoma. Capital One maintains some core features of the existing REI card, a Mastercard which was previously issued by U.S. Bank, including 5% back on REI purchases at REI 177 stores, is bumping up rewards on all other purchases to 1.5% from 1%. That's great. But Capital One will no longer give REI credit card users 2% back for paying with a mobile wallet, a feature U.S. Bank introduced in 2019. Yeah, I mean, I guess that might be too much for, 2% back basically equals a Citi double cash card and all the other 2% cards out there. That's like the industry standard. But, oftentimes these cards, they're either limited on the reward side or the redemption side. And so I think maybe they could have still done the 2% back because you only can redeem, I'm just assuming that this is an REI card. You can only redeem the rewards at that REI store. So since they're so limited, I don't see why they couldn't still offer the 2% back. Hey guys, if you can just like this stream, I really appreciate it. We're gonna get more people into the chat with you guys. You just like the stream, man. Thank you for that in advance. Hit that like button. All right, so next story. 70% of Americans have free money they're not using. I've been screaming this for so long. I feel like I've been in like my own echo chamber. Like I've been talking to myself. Like I'm kind of like talking just to the camera right now, but I know you guys are there. I love you guys. So on the surface, Americans seem to love their rewards credit cards. I know I do. After all, 87% of all US credit card holders have at least one piece of plastic that enables them to earn travel, cash back, or other credit card related rewards. I have metal. But most Americans aren't using the card rewards perks they have earned. That's the takeaway from a new Lending Tree study that shows a staggering 70% of all US rewards credit card holders have unused cashback rewards, points, or miles. Of that group, the majority, 49%, have unused cashback rewards, while 13% have unused airline miles and 11% have unused points, fuel points. That's not all. The report also notes that 40% of rewards credit card holders haven't cashed in on any rewards in the past year. Now, I want to say on the last part, that makes complete sense. Because I told you guys a long time ago, and I asked you, how often do you redeem your rewards? Many of you said you went months on end. You only redeemed if it was time to make a big purchase or take a big vacation during, maybe a seasonal trip or a yearly trip. So that makes complete sense. The problem that I have is that I think if you look at the average population, they are not using the rewards that they're earning. What's the point of using? I mean, there's still other benefits to using the card, but overall, the best benefit, overwhelmingly, is the rewards that you gain. So I like to redeem my rewards on a monthly basis. Preferably, it's done. I can't stress this enough. Preferably, it's done automatically. I love that. I just want to know that my purchases are automatically going to be cheaper, and I don't have to lift a finger. But they're not paying attention. And historically, I noticed that, and I don't think this is the case anymore, but there's still some cards that are like this, but you'll actually lose your rewards after like a year or two. Some cards are still like that. So you don't want to be throwing away free money. This is literally free money. You got to use it. So next we have the Amex Platinum cardholders will soon get access to a free Paramount Plus subscription. I feel like there's so many subscription services at this point, right? They're just coming out right and left. Every, relatively large company is coming out with their own plus or prime service. So the Platinum card from American Express has added a ton of new benefits in the past year or so. many of which may seem a little niche, unusual for a premium card. One of these is a complimentary Walmart Plus subscription. I think that's pretty good. You know, many people across the country are using Walmart. I now don't shop at Walmart because New York is a little different. They don't really accept a lot of big business, and you know, they make it tough. A lot of red tape has to be cut before new companies can kind of enter the market. But I know across the rest of the country, Walmart is going to be hitting hard. That's a good subscription to have. Cardholders receive a statement credit for the membership fee each month when they charge it to the card. You know, I noticed that about American Express. They like to make it a monthly credit. So they make sure that you can't pay for that yearly and get that yearly discount, or you don't go month to month. And, you know, if you don't pay up front for like, you know, a couple months and use the whole subscription. They want you to maintain that the totality of that year with that subscription. So Walmart is actually pretty useful and can save you money with perks like free grocery delivery and discounts on gas. And now there's an additional benefit coming to the service. Starting in September, Walmart Plus members will get access to a free Paramount Plus Essential streaming subscription. Yeah, I don't know. Are there any like landmark shows on Paramount Plus? I'm not familiar with this too much, but does anybody out there use Paramount Plus? I put this on the same level as Peacock, right? This is just, I don't know. I'm not really moved by that. They do kind of regard the Amex Platinum as a coupon card. A lot of these benefits are kind of like, I look at them like bloatware. I mean, they're all kind of random. They're just cutting deals with these different companies, not really having one consumer in mind, or they're not. A lot of these so-called benefits aren't benefiting most people. Like, you know, Saks Fifth Avenue, you know, some of these high-end gym memberships. Most people aren't using that. They might not even be available in your area. So that's why I'm not really big on the platinum card. I know a lot of you aren't either. I know you're probably into the gold card. It's giving you better rewards anyway, and a much more reasonable annual fee. Next, we have Bank of America sweetens card rewards with 1 year Grubhub Plus membership. So Bank of America is offering eligible Bank of America cardholders a year of Grubhub free, and another example of banks sweetening their rewards programs to lure cardholders starting August 18th. Eligible cardholders can activate a 1 year complimentary membership trial valued at almost $120. The offer provides $0 delivery fees and orders of above $12 or more, and exclusive perks to restaurants and Grubhub. I remember I took a poll recently and I asked you, what is the most kind of underrated credit card? And you guys chose the Bank of America customized cash card. So I thought that was interesting. Does anybody disagree with that? Do you think there's another card that's underrated more so than the customized cash card? Give me a sec, you guys. Gotta restart this program. Bear with me. I gotta see the comments. I gotta post the comments up, guys, when I reply to you. This is how you know it's a live stream, because things go wrong constantly. Have you noticed that? You just got to solve problems in the moment. All right, I think I got it. Guys. All right. All right, next up, Capital One $190 million data breach settlement. Are you eligible for payment? I'm gonna have to find a link for you guys to send it to you. So Capital One's infamous 2019 data breach exposed the personal information of more than 100 million people and resulted in a class action lawsuit that's been tentatively settled to the tune of $190 million. Plaintiffs in this case claim a hacker never would have been able to break into Capital One's cloud computing systems, which were hosted on Amazon Web Servers, if the company had taken adequate cybersecurity measures in their complaint. They allege Capital One knew of their particular security vulnerabilities that permitted the data breach, but still failed to protect customers, putting millions at risk for fraud and identity theft. I feel like we walk down this path with basically every credit card company. We've seen this happen to all the Target, Home Depot, PayPal. It just happens to everybody at some point. But I'm definitely gonna have to look deeper into this. If I find a link, I'll post it. If somebody does post it in the chat, I'll approve that. So wait, when did everyone start using Apple Pay? It took longer than expected for the iPhone to become a wallet, but the patience of Apple is slowly paying off. Nothing broke on the day in 2014 when Apple presented a new service called Apple Pay. If the quality of destruction was measured by the speed at which it happened, the flashy innovation from an industry titan would have been considered a disappointment. The idea that it would make the wallet obsolete sounded ridiculous when the pace of Apple Pay adoption underperformed expectations. Wall Street analysts and iPhone users alike were skeptical for the next few years. Experience of using a credit card didn't seem like a problem that required a solution from Apple. Listen, I think that's a really great point. It didn't seem like it was a real problem. A lot of these innovations are more like creature comforts. It slightly improves. It slightly makes an inconvenience less of an inconvenience. And a lot of people can't really see the vision early on. It's happened with smartphones the same way. Everybody said initially, why do I need a smartphone? What I want to be online for? And now everybody and their mom is on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, right? So you eventually get there. I'm using a wallet. I'm using Android Pay, or Google Pay, but I'm using a digital wallet just the same. And I know the usage rates are up. I will say this, guys. I'm going to ask you something. I saw a recent study that said that usage of the Wi-Fi let me show you what I'm talking about. Usage of so here's my autograph card, right? Here's my autograph card, right? There's a Wi-Fi symbol right here. I call it a Wi-Fi symbol. There, you can use that to tap and pay on one of the terminals. And I didn't use it before, but I used it once or twice. It's pretty quick. It was a good experience, I have to say. Have you guys used that before? I think it's something that I'll have, I'll probably use in the future, because honestly, using this is a heck of a lot faster. Whipping this thing out and just tapping it, boom, boop, bong, right? It's kind of easier than unlocking your cell phone and then opening the app or double tapping the button, holding whatever you do to get that, that function available, and then swiping to the card that you want to use. Johnny Jimenez, what's up, buddy? I use the tap to pay because it's much faster than digital wallet pay. Listen, I might be converted. I agree. It was quick. I was surprised how well it worked. Soon as I hit that the top of that point of sale system, boop, it registered. I didn't have to press any more buttons. It's pretty nice. All right, so let's get to the next story here. So Mastercard faces retailer backlash over installment payments. All right, so guys, if you don't know, Mastercard's they got some new features they came out with. Mastercard is facing pushback from retailers over a new product that allows customers to pay off their purchases in installments. The payments giant has begun telling merchants and their banks that it will charge retailers 3% of a purchase price each time a consumer opts to use the new program. According to people familiar with the matter, retailers will be automatically enrolled for Mastercard's new buy now, pay later service, though they will have a chance to opt out. So we're seeing everybody kind of jump on the buy now, pay later bandwagon. Just trying to offer you any and every option, throw the kitchen sink at you to get you to buy more. And that's a big reason why, if you don't know, merchants complain about those interchange fees that they're getting charged by the credit card issuers and the payment processors, or the payment networks. But they are generating more sales and bigger sales because people love using debt to pay for things, and they love extending that payment timeline. So I'm going to see where this goes. All right, next, American Express is offering fintech credit cards via WebBank. So WebBank, which already helps fintechs launch credit card and debit cards on the Visa and Mastercard networks, now has a third option after adding the American Express network and its proprietary card benefits to its menu. WebBank plans to begin issuing Amex credit cards through fintechs later this year, with the option to include loyalty points and card offers. WebBank is building momentum in the fintech arena following its launch of buy now, pay later fintech Klarna's Visa branded debit card in June and the Mastercard branded Gemini crypto rewards credit card in April. So they're just expanding their business. And you guys, we talked about the Klarna card, maybe a month ago it was, but the Klarna card, there's no way around their $4 a month fee. So that's a big no for me. If you can't use the card without paying that fee, especially when it doesn't come with any rewards, it comes with 0 rewards. So why are you going to be paying a fee to use a card when there's so many other options to get the job done? All right. So how much should credit card processing fees be? A new bill says not so high. For years, merchants have battled banks and payment processors over credit card processing fees. That fight has risen to a fever pitch now that a bipartisan bill to curb those fees is on the table. Retailers say the consumers will benefit from passed on savings, but opponents say that's not likely. So there was actually, I can't remember the specifics, but there was a bill that passed maybe 10 to 15 years ago that restricted or put a cap on the amount that payment processors could charge for debit card transactions. And that's kind of what put this kind of set the scene for where you can use debit cards and how they can't charge more for debit card transactions. And so because those fees are so low, it's extremely low for debit cards. But if you don't know, it's up to like 3%, 4% some cases for credit cards. Cheryl, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Cheryl. And welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a great week. And I think I saw Danny, where you at? Thank you again. I swear Cal's live streams every Sunday makes my day. Listen, that makes me feel very good. That's why I keep coming back doing these live streams. And I think that our community needs something like this. I don't really see anybody else doing it. It'd be great to get more people involved. All right, next, I asked you guys a question about what your bank account's interest rate was. And I said my SoFi account is nearing 2% interest, and it's actually a noticeable amount every month. You can, and I said you can use my link to sign up. Now, a lot of you said your your bank account interest rate was 0.01%. That's and I put the crying face emoji. I think that is a shame. You know, obviously, the fintech companies are blowing it out of the park. I mean, and I see 15% of you have higher than a 2% interest rate on your account. Now, my thing is that, and I think Cheryl, I just want to speak to what you said. I believe you left a comment about not leaving money in an account like that, not leaving too much money there that you know made sense. You know, if you have enough money in your savings or checking for a few months, like you have an emergency fund, you know, Dave Ramsey talks about this all the time, where you have like 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund liquid available to use at a moment's notice. If you have that available, it'd be nice to earn a little bit of something on that money. And I just found that for myself, it was akin to, you know, a cashback credit card, the amount that I was earning in interest because it reached the 2% mark. It was nice to have. It's nice to see that on a monthly basis. And it's good just to have that just for parking your money there that you would have to anyway. Um it's a shame that, you know, banks like Bank of America, they're not offering, you know, the traditional banks, they're not offering anything over 0.01%, and they can just get away with that. That's why the competition needs to increase, and they need to force those banks to level that playing field to compete harder. That's why that's why these fintechs are great. Even if you don't use a fintech, you know, Nino, I know you don't believe in, you know, some of these banks. So you probably like maybe the Capital One 360 account, but these fintechs are serving a great purpose. Not only do they kind of move the chains forward in offering very competitive rates, but it's just good for the markets, good for the consumer. Richard Calaby, like that name, Calaby. Discover savings is at 1.6%, 1.7. That's good. Listen, much better than 0.01%. Raul, you said, I need to close my Capital One card. 14 years. He's at 14 long years and just a $750 credit limit to show for it. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Raul. That's rough. We're going to talk about Capital One a little bit later. Cheryl, you said I move my money to my stocks twice a month. Listen, I can't fault you for that. I love, you know, the stock market's a great, you have to, everybody has the dollar cost average, you know, if you want to, it's a great thing to do. For my situation, what I choose to do is have, like, again, since any money in the stock market, you kind of have to be prepared to take a hit on, to lose it. That's kind of a 5, 10, 15 year timeline on that money. So I need access to my emergency fund immediately. So if I wake up tomorrow and I need $1,000, I don't want to have to go and transfer, you know, sell some stock and then wait that T+2 or T+3, and then wait maybe a week to get the money back, and then you taking a tax hit, and you're also, you know, maybe I absolutely need it tomorrow. I want to have access to it. Nino says, sticking with Chase, Amex, Navy Federal as your primary accounts. Listen, I can't fault you. Navy Federal's the best, but I think Navy Federal's probably the best credit union. So that's great. Amex, I think, Amex, I just want to say Amex has such a good reputation in our community. It's amazing. But listen, you see the reports, their customer service ranks off the charts every year. So that must be a big factor. And people are getting a lot of value from the travel partner benefits and things like that. And then like the lounge access. Starbucks Jimmy, I don't think I've seen you, buddy. Man, I love seeing comments like that. I've been watching your channel for a few days. Didn't know you go live. I will be tuned in more often. Listen, you're welcome. You're welcome to tune in. It's great to have you here. Part of the discussion. Cheryl says, Cal, I also have a personal credit line if I need any emergency cash. Is that through like Navy Federal? I know they're, or maybe it's through, I know PenFed has a personal line of credit. That's interesting. You know, I didn't think of using a personal line of credit as emergency fund. I'm gonna have to research that, look into that more. I know those lines of credit can be pretty massive, so I'm sure you're probably sitting on a very good amount of available credit there. So let's get to the next poll here. I said I posted a quiz. I said on average, how many bank issued credit cards does a FICO score high achiever have? The answer is on my website. So if you guys don't know, I have a website, calbartoncashback.com. I have all sorts of, I have links to how to freeze your credit reports. And I also have links to all the best deals on credit cards. So check that out when you get a chance. But with this poll, some key words here, bank issued. So they basically, it looks like the FICO scoring model discriminates between co-branded store credit cards and bank issued credit cards. So I think this is, so if you have, you know, a lot of store cards with, you know, the Gap or something, Old Navy, I don't think it's counting that. And so FICO score high achiever, that's a phrase that comes directly from the FICO company itself. And actually my next video, which either it's going to be launching tomorrow or Tuesday, be on the lookout for that, is going to be talking about this very subject. Most of you said, if you know, initially when it first started, most of you were saying 11, which I can understand why. 11 is great. And I think 11 is going to be better than 1 and 3, but the real answer is 6. FICO score higher achievers on average have 6 credit cards, bank issued credit cards. And then for the revolving credit side, for the installment credit side, which are like mortgages and car loans, it's going to be 5 accounts. So a big misnomer among like the average people in America is that you don't want to have, like, credit cards are scary. You want 1 or 2, and then you want to shut your eyes and you don't want to apply for anything else. But really, more credit cards just give you higher credit limits, more available credit, and a thicker credit file, and just more on-time payments just give you more points on that credit score. And your credit score, you can, the more cards you have, really just make your credit score better. They make your file look better. I'm an example of that. I have about 25 cards, maybe 25, 30 cards. I have to double check, but it's over 20 for sure. And, you know, my FICO score is going to range between, 750 to 800 at any point in time. Signing up for new cards is usually a great thing. That's why, that's why our community exists. All right, so I asked you guys, this is a big deal right here. This is a big deal. Just signed up for my very first annual fee card. Which one do you think I chose? I feel like what happened here is that everybody chose their favorite card, which is, I'm not mad at you. This is a little, I know you got a dog in the fight. You want to represent for your company, your credit card issuer. You have a good relationship with them. And then the card I actually got got the least votes. You already know, who do I talk about the most? You guys think I'm in their pocket. I'm not. I rarely use my Quicksilver card, but I did get, where is it at? Where's it at? Where did I put this thing at? Oh, here it is. I did get, let me stop that. The Venture X card. Oh yeah. And that metal feels good too. Yeah, I don't bend. Oh yeah, I actually got, hold on. Let me, hey, somebody holler at me if you also have a Venture X, let me know, because I wanna shout you out. I didn't know how good of a deal this was. I had to really do my research and think about what was gonna be the most, offer the most value to, my situation, how I use credit cards. We're gonna talk about this. I can't even find it, but I got 2 of them. I got one for my wife too. That's usually what I do. Yo, Leon said I got one, but without the X. I got one, but I love that, man. That's great. Listen. If I had a laugh button, I would use that, man. That's great. You got the Venture. All right, so here's the thing. What I love about this card, and you're gonna see me posting videos about this, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna come out with a video titled "Lifelong Cashback Card Holder," something like that. Lifelong cashback user switches to points, something like that. Because I have 0 annual fee cards. This is my very first annual fee card. It's a $395 annual fee. But here's the thing. They make it like super easy. They make it dead simple to get all the value out of that annual fee. Immediately, you're getting that $300 travel statement credit, and you're getting the $100 anniversary credit that you can easily use on the Capital One portal for hotels, flights, or rental cars. I mean, as long as you just take, really, essentially, you can take one trip per year and utilize all the value of the card, or utilize, all that whole annual fee. Everything else you do beyond that is gravy. It's icing on the cake. So in addition to that, you get lounge access with priority pass access. And you can extend that benefit to, I think, 4 other people when you put them on your account as authorized users. Great. You can get 2 people in that travel with you. If you pay for their ticket, you can get them into the lounge with you. And it comes with some other features like, it comes with the TSA global entry credit, which is $100 every 4 years. Great. But essentially what I'm going to be using it for is for 5x back on flights and 10x back on hotels. You guys, I've been using the Capital One travel portal, and it's powered by Hopper. And I know this probably sounds like an ad, but I have a good amount of experience with Hopper. I've used their app in the past years. They've been around for like 5+ years. I double checked recently the flights. I saw a couple instances where they were just the same price, or they were like slightly cheaper going through the Capital One travel portal. So, and the portal, it's set up nicely. It's got a nice user interface. And also, a lot of people were telling me that I should have I shouldn't have upgraded. I should have applied and got the 750,000 point bonus. Here's the thing. I didn't want to really risk another. I didn't want to absorb another hard pull, for one. And I also didn't want to risk getting denied, because I didn't get a pre-approval for this card. And I had recently been approved for other cards, the US Bank Cash Plus card, the Citi Custom Cash card. So I didn't really want to hit my report again. And I knew for months and months that I had already had an upgrade path to that, to the Venture X card. So I just took that. They say a bird in the hand is worth more than 2 in the bush, right? So I just took the bird in the hand in this instance. And here's an example of 2-player mode. I got 2 of them. Listen, I'm serious about this. Yo, Nino said Cal loves Capital One and SoFi. You know what? I haven't been. I have been a big fan of SoFi, and I continue to be a big fan of SoFi. I've been banking with them for over 2 years now, almost 3 years. I've had the card for the whole time it's been out. Capital One, I've not been a real big fan of Capital One. I rarely use the Quicksilver card. I do have my highest limit with them, but that's because I started out with a $15,000 limit. I am a big fan of the VentureX card. With the way it's presently constituted, the way that the rewards are laid out makes it dead simple to use. So for somebody like me who doesn't believe in annual fees, I don't believe in like adjusting my, I don't believe in adjusting my lifestyle and shifting the way that I would normally redeem benefits, or I don't, in purchasing things in different ways than I would normally do, because I feel like that's altering my purchases is not what using a card is about. I want to be able to use a credit card to fund purchases I would have made anyway. And, I don't really have a big want or desire to fly business class at this moment. Maybe it'll change if I want to fly, and I can use the VentureX card for that purpose, but I don't really, I want to be able to see a product or service and then use the rewards that I earn with my cards to pay for that product or service. I don't want to have to be forced to pay for a slightly different service or buy a product that I didn't otherwise actually want, because then that's defeating the purpose to me. Oh, AJ, man. Oh, thank you for telling me. I really appreciate that super chat, man. Thank you for bringing it up. Congratulations 3 times, sir. Thank you. Thank you, AJ. I got you. Yeah. And it's time, as Cheryl said, it's time to hit that like button. Please destroy that like button, as everybody says, right? You never hear me say that in a video. Yeah, I feel like it's too cliche. Hit that like button for me, please. Also, I also mentioned my website. Cannot forget, they're still offering Webull, the brokerage account. They're offering 12 free stocks, 12 free fractional shares of stocks. There's a minimum of, I believe, about $35. So all you have to do is sign up for an account, deposit at least 1 penny, and they will reward you with 12 free fractional shares. And that's going to go from $35 up to $30,000 if you win that. And you can find that on my website. I have that link in the chat. So just check that out when you get a chance. So Leon said, tap that like button like it's a Wi-Fi symbol. Yes. Leon, man, you come with the jokes tonight. I like it. Just hit the like button, y'all. I'm having the hardest time to get screen name updated to that green. I was trying to look all over for that. Yeah, that's ESJ. That's just going to be on my, if you just go to my homepage for my YouTube channel, you'll find a join button. And once you hit join and join as a channel member, then you'll get access to that green icon. So you just got to go to my homepage. Have Davis, man, you coming through, man. You coming through so well for me. Keep giving us the info, sir. I enjoy this group, man. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I envisioned happening here, and that's great. I'm happy that you are having a good time. Danny says, get into the Amex club. You'll love it. Listen, I was very close to getting that what is it, the new Blue Cash everyday card? That looks pretty. It's a nice looking card, and I'm almost positive that I would get approved for it. But I'm trying to consolidate a little bit. And actually, speaking of that, so for example, I got the Venture X card. I have the Wells Fargo autograph card. One thing I did want to mention is that, and I told you this before, Danny, is that it's good. Another good reason to maintain to keep a credit card open, like the Quicksilver card with Capital One, even if it doesn't have the credit limit that you want, or any other card. I believe Nino mentioned this before. He kind of wished that he maintained that the Propel card with Wells Fargo, because as long as you have a card with a credit card issuer, you've got an inroad to any new credit card product that they offer. Sometimes they blow it out of the park, like with the Venture X card. If I didn't hold on to my Quicksilver card and said, I don't use this card, I'm just gonna like close the account, I wouldn't have an immediately inroad to step into that Venture X card. Same thing for my second Citi Custom Cash card. If I didn't start with a Citi Double Cash card that I had for about 2 years, which I rarely use because I have other 2% cashback cards, I wouldn't be able to immediately product change into a second Citi Custom Cash card. So I think it's just another kind of good side reason to keep a card open. You never know what these issuers, they're very competitive. They might come out with a product that you really like that would fit your, the card might fit the way that you use, that you make payments and the way that you spend money. You guys, quickly, I want to just go over who's gotten approved for a new card, who's gotten a credit limit increase over the past 2 weeks. Let me know. What have you guys gotten? I just want to shout you out. Yeah, I agree with you, Darren. You want to maintain a healthy relationship with various financial institutions. Yeah, it's definitely good. I've only started to see this more and more over the years that I've been in the credit card game. It just makes it easier to kind of move about. You're going to have a higher available credit limit overall over your cards. It's going to look good on your credit report. And then you have access to whatever card you want. If you have too many inquiries, like I do, I have a bunch of inquiries on my report right now, but I still have an inroad. I still have a way to kind of like sneak in the back door and get nicer cards. I love that. Raul, you got the SoFi card, man. All right. Raul got that SoFi card. I see you. Welcome to the club. PerkFest. PerkFest? Did I say Perk? I got approved for on June 29th with Navy Federal for $20,000. Whoa. 20K? But it hasn't hit my credit report yet. Okay, yeah, it takes some time. Man, 20,000 is amazing, man. You're way over where I'm at on any one card. 20K. Navy Federal and PenFed are just amazing for giving out high credit limits. Silly, you said got the Navy Fed more rewards. Now I have my Navy Federal trifecta. Congratulations, Celia. Nice job on that. Darren, you got the Citi Custom Cash, the Venmo card, the Verizon card, the US Bank Cash Plus, and the Quicksilver. Okay, that you can't have gotten approved for all those cards, but in this short of a time frame. But that's a good lineup of no annual fee cards, cash back. I love the custom cash. My Venmo's kind of, I'm going to sit my Venmo to the side, my Venmo card. Verizon Cash, I'm sorry, the Verizon card is great and it's metal. And I use the US Bank Cash Plus for utility payments. Darren, are you interested in upgrading to the Venture X? Do you have that ability? Would you be willing, would you consider doing that? I feel like, I just want to say, not to like beat a dead horse here, but I just feel like anybody can use the rewards that the Venture X has. Because I think we all, I'm going to speak to for everybody here. I think we all travel. So if you travel at all, it's going to be useful to you. Nino, you said you got approved for the Amex Blue Business Plus last week. No hard pull or inquiry since I already had a personal Amex card. All right, nice. Yo, Raul coming through with that 827 credit score, man. I'm not in your league. You're in a different you're in an upper echelon. Bruce Wayne, you said the Amex Blue Cash preferred for a $10,000 limit increase. I keep the transactions coming and the balance low. $50 max are paid off. Okay, so you're staying on it. That's good. I'm actually gonna be working on a video about how to get a credit limit increase with Amex cards. Listen, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Generally, and you guys, some of you guys probably already know this, but if you have an Amex card, you can get what's called a 3x credit limit increase after you pass like the 90-day mark. So basically, around 95 days, you can ask for to triple your credit limit as long as you're below, 20, $30 or $20,000. Because after you reach that mark, you're gonna be hit with like you have to verify your income. They might ask for access to your bank account to verify that stuff. Danny, thank you, brother. Recently got my second gold in rose gold. Okay, very cool, very cool. Congrats on that. Nino, thank you. Thank you, Nino. It's coming to it's coming too fast for me to process. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you. Plumber, you got a city custom cash for $3,800. Nice. Let me know what you're gonna use. What category are you gonna use that for? Yo, there's a lot of winners in here. There's a lot of winners in here. We got a new Amazon Synchrony card. So this Amazon store card for $1,500 and a Navy Federal Credit Union card for a $3,600 credit limit increase. Now, I just want you to know, L, that most people are able to get, and I'm not trying to like downplay your increase. That's great. But I've seen the $8,000 increase with Navy Federal seems to be like the standard highest increase that you can get. So just keep that in mind going forward. I'm not sure if you went for that and that's what they counter offered you, but that's the standard strategy. Dining, that's a good one. You're gonna use it for dining. Okay. Well, guys, listen, it's getting late. I gotta get out of here, but EHJ, EHJ. He said, I tried on YouTube app and now trying on the website and not seeing it. Listen, EHJ, you know what? I'm gonna post look out for this. I'm gonna post in my community page a screenshot and I'm gonna circle where you actually sign up. I'm gonna do that for you. But guys, have a great night. New videos launching tomorrow, Tuesday, and I'll see you back next Saturday. I'm sorry, next Sunday. What? I'm making mistakes now. Next Sunday at 7 p.m. like usual. All right, have a good night, everybody.